Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're very welcome to Portalton Navan for our coverage of the Senior Football Championship Final in 2002. It's the 10th of November. With a bit of luck, it'll be a historic day for Trim, bidding for their first championship in 40 years, their first since 1962. On the other hand, DUNSHAUGHLIN, a seasoned outfit at this stage, playing at a fourth senior football final in a row, bidding for 3 in a row. A major task ahead of Trim, but one in which they're very well prepared for. Beside me today is a man who coached Trim team last year and a major player, hurler and footballer for the club for 20 years, John Anders. We'll just have a word with John before we go through the teams. John, your feeling on today's game?
I have a good feeling about today, CJ. I think the team are well prepared. They're a big team. I think they're well up for it, and they have the lads up front that can get the vital score. So all going well, please God. I think we'll bring home the King Cup today.
Well, that's exactly how we all feel at this stage. We'll just run through the Trim team. Started with goalkeeper Mark Daly, or Beautiful as he's better known, with number 1 on his back, transferred to the club about 3 years ago from Boards Mill. Number 2 is Paul McGuinness, or Gink, who has progressed from the junior football team this year to make his first start in the semi-final, and has the honour of wearing the number 2 jersey in the final itself. Number 3 is Richie Fitzsimons. I don't think he'll be lining out at full back, but he's the captain of the team. Richie has played for a number of seasons now and is a very strong competitor. He's 21 years of age and he's a plasterer with his father Noel. Number 4 is Paddy Hegarty. Paddy is 23 years of age. He's playing in a second county final, having played in 1997, and one of our better defenders, solid all through the year and hopefully going for another good game today. At number 5 is Kevin Walsh, the second oldest man on the team at 31 years of age. He's a production manager with Hewlett Packard, and Walshy has given great service, both football and hurling, to the club over the years. He has 7 county senior hurling championship medals, which in itself is no mean feat. Number 6 lined out there is David Hegarty, but we're reliably informed he'll play at full back. Full back has been a problem position for the team all year. Richie was a bit uncomfortable in there. David started there in the semi-final and had a wonderful match, and we're hoping he'll do the same today. David is 25 years of age and he's an engineer. At number 7 is Morris Power. Morris is 23. He's been in and out of the senior team for a few years, but he's making his mark as a ball-carrying wing-back this year. His father has played for the club in his time, and we're hoping Morris does very well today. Centre field is the mammoth himself, Darren Fay, wearing number 8, 26 years of age now. What more can be said about Darren, except he has won every honour in the game. 2 All-Ireland hurling medals, 3 All-Stars, 3 Leinster senior football, and we're hoping Darren will be a major man for us today, as he has been all year. At number 9 is Frankie Murphy, or Francis Murphy, who's the tender age of 18 and is the youngest player on the team. Starred for Meath Miners this year through their successful campaign, hoping for a big game for Frankie today. At number 10 is Ronan Fitzsimons. Fitzy's only 23 years of age, but has played a lot of football and hurling for Trim. Fitzy was involved with Meath for quite a few years, but this year had pulled out of the team and has given all to Trim. Number 11, Benny Murphy, former soccer player with Wimbledon FC, back in the harness with Trim, won an All-Ireland minor football medal in 1992. An outstanding goalkeeper, but he's outstanding also for Trim, playing centre half forward today. Number 12 is Paul Gilston. Paul's age 21, the free taker on the team and chief scorer from place balls. Big game expected from Paul again. Number 13 is Owen McGrath, age 20. He's a student. Only his participation in this game was in doubt up till the throw-in because of a hand injury which he sustained 10 days ago. Full forward is Decky Murray, the veteran of the team, aged 33 years of age. 9 senior hurling championship medals and has represented Meath at hurling for at least 12 years. Number 15, Mickey Lothar, or Loaths, is age 19 and is a student. He is probably the most progressive and, what would you say, he has the most ability on this trim team. We just need him to produce it today. We wish every one of them the best of luck. The panel is completed by Tosh Barry, number 16, Sean O'Murphy from Kerry, number 17, Robert Brennan, number 18, Barry Sheridan, number 19, Mark Gilson, number 20, Kevin Meehan, or Steed, at 21, Mick O'Leary, former captain in 1997, at 22, 23 is Alan Smith, and 24 is Enda Markey. So we're all set for the throw-in, which will be conducted by Mick O'Brien.
He subsequently became a very thorough and efficient club secretary, and also served...
My co-commentator says I said that Darren Fay had 2 All-Ireland Senior hurling medals. I wish he had, but unfortunately he doesn't, but they're football, which are probably more important in this county.
Our deepest sympathy. We will now have a minute's silence in his memory.
There's going to be a minute's silence now for Paddy Cromwell, who died yesterday.
Yesterday, the Rev. It's traditional in our county final that we have a guest of honour.
The referee for today's game will be Seamus McCormick from Walterstown, who's refereeing his 3rd Senior Football Championship final, as well as doing top inter-county games throughout the season.
Key member of the MEATH panel have won the Leinster and All-Ireland titles in 1967.
Go back to John now just to see before the start where he thinks this game can be won and lost. John.
I think, CJ, that our full back line have a lot of hard work to do today. Looking at Richie Keeley, David Crimmins and Trevor Dowd, they're the men that win the game for DUNSHAUGHLIN, but I have every confidence in the full back line. If we can get enough quick ball into Paul Gilson and Ronan Fitzsimons and into Decky Murray, we'll win the game. Young McGrath, I expect a big game from him today, and Loaths, as CJ said earlier, a very talented footballer, but needs to produce it for Trim today. So please God, like the likes of Decky Murray, Darren Fay and Walshy, they all deserve a senior football medal, so let's hope they get it today.
Our backs, John, there's 3 or 4 lads that have been under pressure during the year, but how do you expect them to operate today?
I'd say to be, like, having looked at them training all week and over the last 3 or 4 weeks, they're all flying, and they're all up for the game, and like, they know what it's all about. Most of the lads are here in 97, and they had a day out that day. Today is the day to get down to work and go at it from the start and win the game.
We're just waiting now for the throw-in, which is going to be, the ceremonial throw-in will be done by Mick O'Brien, the Walterstown and Meath great, who has looked after teams at club and county level for many, many years and is one of the top officers in the county. There's an outstanding crowd here in Port Talton today, one of the biggest I would say ever seen for a county final. It's wonderful to see so much colour, lots of red and white. It's even more wonderful to see Kilmessan people flying red and white flags today.
I know that.
And now we have Aaron Naveen for the 2002 Meath Senior Football Championship final. just run through the Dunshaughlin line out very quickly. In goals, Ronan Cogan. Number 2, Fergal Cogan at right full back. Number 3, playing full back, Ken McTeague. Number 4, Kieran Byrne. Number 5, right half back, Ronnie Yore. 6, Michael McHale at centre back, and number 7 is Dennis Keeley. Centre field is number 8, Niall Kelly. Number 9, Dermot Keeley. Number 10 is Brendan Keeley. 11 is Raymond Maloney. 12 is Martin Riley, the free taker. Number 13 is the star man up front, Richie Keeley. 14, no slouch either, is David Crimmins. And number 15 is the live wire, Trevor Dowd. Referee Seamus McCormick gets ready to throw in the ball for the start of this senior final. He bends and he picks and he throws it up, and up goes Brendan Murphy for the ball, and Brendan is running through on a good solo run, carries it through to the 50-yard line. He's still running through, still on his own. He should put it over the bar. He kicks it wide. Brendan was very hesitant on the way in there. He should have been more on his game and go strong for the goals and kick it over the bar, but it's a good start from Trim. Chivers, he should have nearly put that over the bar earlier.
Yeah, it was a great run, CJ, but I think he was a little bit, he wasn't confident enough going in with the ball. He was looking to give it off, and no one showed for it, and he had a shot, and unfortunately went wide.
Kick out from the Dunshaughlin goalkeeper, Ronan Cogan. It goes out to the 50-yard line where it's broken down to Ronnie Yore. Ronnie Yore clears it out to the right half forward position where Brendan Keeley goes for it, but Morris Power picks it up, plays a nice ball out to the wing where Paul Gilston chases forward, and the ball is going out over the sideline. It's the sideline ball for Dunshaughlin, which will be taken by full-back Ken McTeague. Good drive down the field. Walshy is under the ball, breaks it down. Richie Keeley comes into it. First free of the game for Dunshaughlin. This free will be taken by the usual long ball expert Niall Kelly. Big boot with the left foot is the usual play. He plays it nicely though into David Crimmins, who's out in front of David Hegarty. But Hegarty gets in front of him, just knocks it out for a sideline ball for Trim. Crimmins must have kicked the ball out. Morris Power is going to take this sideline ball for Trim. 1.5 minutes gone in the game. Big kick to the middle of the field where Ronan Fitzsimons loses the ball out to Dennis Keeley. Dermot Keeley has his hands on the ball now. He's about to take this free. Dunshaughlin look like they're playing with whatever wind advantage is in this game today. Ball moves out to left full forward position where Trevor Dowd has it. He's been marked by Paddy Hegarty. Paddy shields him out well, and it's a sideline ball for Trim. Paddy's going to take this sideline himself. He'll have his hands full today with Trevor Dowd, who's a very nippy forward. Paddy drives the ball up toward Fazer. Fazer jumps, doesn't get it, breaks out again to Maudie Power. Maudie's second time on the ball, bends and picks, kicks it in. Nice ball towards Ollie McGrath, knocked well away though from Kieran Byrne. Paul Gilson's on the ball here, looking to pass it, gives a nice ball out towards Loads. Loads grabs the ball, 21 yards out, solos, goes round his man. Nicely played by Mickey Lota. Plays it in, but it's taken out there, and it's a free again for Dunshaughlin. Ball played out towards Niall Kelly in the middle of the field. Niall gives a long ball. David Hegarty is behind it. Mark Daly comes out with the ball, taps it on the ground, solos it, gives it out towards Richie Fitzsimons playing at right half back. Richie Keeley comes in, picks up the ball, gets a little smig on the face, and it's another free for Dunshaughlin. That's Dunshauglin's fourth free, and we've only 3.5 minutes played in the game. Man injured on the ground out there, I think, is Richie Keeley. I think Paul McGuinness might have got his hand towards his face there. Chivers, a nervous start by both teams.
Yeah, it looks like a nervous start for both teams, CJ. Just looking at the Trim forwards here, Decky Murray seems to be playing as a fourth half forward here, leaving Mickey Laughton and young McGrath inside, which I'd say is an excellent ploy because they're two very fast young lads inside. Trim seems to be a bit hesitant when you get near the goals. It's just to be a little bit more clinical, and it'll come.
Okay, Dunshaughlin have this free out on the left-hand side of the field, playing in towards the Navan O'Mahony's goal. Looks like Martin Riley going to take this free out of his hands. He's taking his time about it. It's a Poor kick by Martin Riley, goes to the left and wide. So that's a wide apiece, one for Trim, one for DUNSHAUGHLIN. Four and a bit minutes played in this game. Mark Daly places the ball on the 5. Turns around to kick the ball out. No pattern to the play in the middle of the field so far. There was no clean catch. Niall Kelly is marking Darren Fay. Ball comes out towards those two players. Fay goes up, catches well. Great catch by Fay and a free for Trim. Fazer has it. Looking around to give a short ball. Instead kicks it long. Trim are definitely playing against the wind. That's well taken there by Dermot Keeley. Shrugs off a challenge, gives it to Niall Kelly, who punts a good ball in towards the full forward line. David Hegarty misses the ball and recovers very well. Well played by David Hegarty. Gets the ball in his hand again. Well played, David. Move it out now. Paul McGuinness back over again to Paddy Hegarty, and Paddy works it out to Richie Fitzsimons. David was on and off the ball there, but he recovered well. Out to Fazer in the middle of the field. Gives it now to Paul Gilston. Out to Ronan Fitzsimons. Trim half forward line playing very deep once again. There's a good ball into Paul Gilston, who has a run down the middle. He's been tackled by Ronnie Orr. Bounces the ball, gives it out nicely to Frankie Murphy. Maudie has gone on an overlap now, but Frankie says it in again. Kicks the ball in towards Oni. Oni McGrath pats it down. He's still in there. But the DUNSHAUGHLIN man comes across. It was number 2, Fergal Gogan, and kicks it out for a 50. Trim are just a bit nervy on the ball. Frankie Murphy there had time on the ball and just wasn't sure where to give it. Maudie Power has got it a few times and is a little bit hesitant. They need to be a bit more positive. Brendan Murphy now comes out to take the 50. Trim are definitely playing against the wind. Darren Fay's kicks have been short enough against the wind, so it must be pretty strong. Benny Murphy places the ball now on the 50-yard line. Takes his run up to the ball. Not a bad strike at all. Goes in. And it's in the back of the net. Mickey Lothar. A wonderful opportunist goal by Lothar. The ball looked as if it was going wide. Fergal Gogan came out towards it. Lothar put his hand to it, ended up in the back of the net. The perfect start for Trim. After 6 minutes and 40 seconds, Trim take a 1-goal to no score lead, playing against a sizable breeze. Chivers, that couldn't be better.
An opportunist goal there from Loth CJ, kind of a missed kick from the 50 from Brendan, but Loth latched onto it and it's in the back of the net. A great goal, great start.
Kick out by Ronan Grogan. Not handled well by Niall Kelly, goes out over the sideline, and it's the sideline ball for DUNSHAUGHLIN. Well, that's exactly what Trim needed after 6 minutes and 40 seconds to take this game by the scruff of the net, and that should settle them down well. Long ball again by Kelly. Paddy Hegarty's under it, breaks in towards the beautiful Daly. He moves it out. Nicely played to Paddy Hegarty. Carry it out, Paddy with you. He's looking for a man to give it to. He sidelines back in again and loses the ball. Paddy should have cleared the ball. DUNSHAUGHLIN man comes in. Walshy goes out after it, but they're lucky enough in that it's gone wide. Another wide for DUNSHAUGHLIN. Paddy Hegarty was again a bit indecisive with the ball. Trim need to make their passes a little bit quicker or they're going to be caught on it. Sunshine into the Navan O'Mahony's end. It'll be in Mark Daly's face for this first half, and also the wind is into his face. So after almost 8 minutes play, Trim lead by 1 goal to no score for DUNSHAUGHLIN. Good kick out from Daly to the middle of the field where Frankie Murphy is out there, tries to move it on. Faye's there. Niall Kelly goes down on the ball, gets it. Another free for DUNSHAUGHLIN. It's their 5th within 9 minutes. Kelly leaves the ball to Martin Riley, the free taker. Riley will have a crack at goal with the wind behind him. Martin Riley stands up to it, kicks it high, and kicks it to the left and the same side again and wide. 3 wides now for DUNSHAUGHLIN. 8 minutes 40 seconds played. So not a bad start for Trim, exactly what they needed, Chivers, and DUNSHAUGHLIN after kicking a couple of bad wides from frees there.
Yeah, a great start, CJ. DUNSHAUGHLIN have 3 wides to Trim 1 at the moment. I just think the Trim backs and forwards and even midfield, they need support more for the man that's on the ball. The man that's on the ball is not getting an outlet, and that needs to happen and happen quick. Mark
Daly kicks the ball out where Ronan Fitzsimons gets under it, but it's gathered there by Brendan Keeley. Brendan plays a low ball in towards David Crimmins, but David Hegarty comes well out again. Crimmins handles the ball on the ground, a free out to Trim. David Hegarty is right up beside David Crimmins where he needs to be. Good tidy full back play. Injury here for Dunshaughlin. It looks like Brendan Keeley who's gone down. Brendan's one of the older men on the Dunshaughlin team. It's not Brendan either, it's Dennis Keeley. Them Keeleys all look the same. Mark Daly preparing to kick the ball out again. Good kick by Beautiful, a great kick into the wind. Brendan Murphy gets up, palms it down, but in comes one of the Keeleys again, it's Dennis. Dennis clears it high. Down to where Paul McGuinness and Richie Keeley are. David Crimmins takes a wonderful catch there on his chest. Moves the ball nicely into Richie Keeley. Richie will have a pop from here. Is it coming in? No, it's gone wide to the left-hand side of the post once again. 4 bad wides for Dunshaughlin from very kickable positions. Good take there though by David Crimmins from a clearance by Dermot Keeley, or Dennis Keeley in the half-back line. Mark Daly prepares his kick out again. Kicked an excellent one the last time, and not a bad one again. Faye's under it with Niall Kelly. It's breaking in the middle of the field again. Out goes Dermot Keeley, bends and picks and gets another free. Trim are fouling quite a lot. 6 frees now for Dunshaughlin, and there's only 10 minutes played. And he is mounted and
Dermot moves it on again. Martin Riley will come out to this ball and try for another one. Murray is down, must have got a little touch on his ankle, number 14 for Trim. And Mary Gilson, long-term physio, motivator and general first lady of the Trim Club, goes out to see Decky, followed by Enda Markey, and we've 2 subs warming up here, Sean Og Murphy and Kevin Meehan, who has a hand injury, and other than that may have started this game. Decky wouldn't be lying down too easy. Somebody must have stood on his ankle, but it'll be twice as hard to take him off the field, I'd say. Gets up and walks away. Martin Riley preparing to take this free again. Let's hope it goes the way the other 3 went. Free from about 50 yards once again. Riley with the ball in his hands. Takes his run up again. Kicks. And that one's gone over the bar. He learned from the other 3. He kicked that one between the uprights. It's 1 goal for Trim, 1 point for Dunshaughlin. 12 minutes gone in the game. Pretty low-key start from both sides. Nothing of any major play going on. All players probably a little bit nervy at this stage. Mark Daly prepares for his kick out once again. Another good kick from Daly, this time out towards Paul Gilson. Paul gathers, gone to the ground, tries to get up free from his players. Still has the ball, Paul Gilson, gives it out to captain Richie Fitzsimons. Richie misses the pick first time. It's gone out over the sideline, lucky enough to get a sideline ball, which he gives to Frankie Murphy. Frankie will give a big kick with the left foot. It's gone in towards Oni McGrath, but number 4 Kieran Byrne is there and deflects it out over the sideline, where it'll be another sideline ball for Trim. Frankie has his hands in the ball again. This time he plays it short to Mickey Lothar. Lothar will take on Fergal Gogan. Still with the ball, Mickey Lothar kicks a left foot pass across towards Decky Murray, but it's intercepted there by Ken McTeague, the full back. But a great clearance up the field by Richie Fitzsimons again, in towards Paul Gilson, but the ball has gone wide. Richie was well to the pitch of the ball there, but again hesitancy in the Trim forward line. Ronan Cogan prepares for kick out now for Dunshaughlin. 13.5 minutes gone in the game. Still pretty low key. Seamus McCormick blows his whistle for Cogan to kick the ball out. Out it comes, out towards the left wing, where Brendan Murphy comes in on top of it and Richie Fitzsimons picks the ball again. Richie's getting nicely on the ball. Frankie Murphy has it, gives a low ball, but a terrible ball in towards Paul Gilson, but it's gathered by Ken McTeague onto Brendan Keeley, now onto Dermot Keeley, but Dermot Keeley plays a poor ball only as far as Paul McGuinness for Trim. Frankie Murphy plays a nice little ball towards Decky Murray. Decky gets on the ball for the first time, gives a good kick up towards Paul Gilson, but it's well deflected away by Fergal Gogan. But back now again to Owen McGrath, who gives a great ball in towards Lothar, but well taken by Ronnie Orr, who gives the ball back to Ronan Cogan. A great interception by Ronnie Orr ahead of Mickey Lothar, who was clean through except for the interception. Here's Richie Keeley on the ball in the middle of the field, gives the ball out towards Trevor Dowd. Again, it's not a great ball, but Paddy Hegarty clears up, solos the ball, a bit hesitant again. Now he gives it to Paul McGuinness. Paul McGuinness across the field to Kevin Walsh. Walshy solos the ball out, looking for a man again, gives a good ball up towards Darren Fay. Well played Walshy there, out the wing towards Fazer. Fazer taps the ball on the ground, gives it short to Decky, but Decky misses the ball, and cleared again by Ken McTeague towards number 12 Martin Riley. Martin Riley into Richie Keeley. Richie big with the left foot, taps it on his foot, gives it over here to Raymond Maloney. Raymond Maloney has it, taps it on his foot again to Richie. Richie will have a swing with the left foot from here. Well played by Paul McGuinness. That's almost a free for Trim if he doesn't play this ball. He does play it though. Out to his brother Brendan. Brendan solos through. He'll have a pot with the right foot. And that's a good score by Brendan Keeley. Richie and Brendan combining well for a score after 15 minutes. Trim looked still hesitant on the ball, moving it out from the back line, Chivers. It's causing us some problems.
Yeah, it's causing a lot of problems. I don't think the guys are running off the ball to give an outlet. But I think myself, Richie Keeley fouled that ball. He turned 3 times there, and Seamus Mahorn was standing beside him and didn't pick it up. So, but Trim will have to tighten it up and get a man for the outlet pass.
Paul McGuinness got a little knock and is down on the ground. Looks like there's a sub coming on here for Dunshaughlin to be taken off number 15, Trevor Dowd. And number 17, Damien Burke, is coming on the field for Dunshaughlin. Trevor Dowd, whose brother Graham has a long-term knee injury, normal midfielder, is missing from action today.
Substitution of the Dunshaughlin team, number 17, Damien Burke, replaces number 15, Trevor Dowd.
So with 16 minutes gone, Paddy Hegarty wins the first battle in that position. His man Trevor Dowd gone off the field, but he's replaced now by a different kettle of fish in number 17, Damien Burke, who's a stronger, harder competitor. Let's hope Paddy copes equally well. In fact, Burke has gone straight into full forward where David Hegarty picks him up, and David Cribbins has gone out left full forward. Where Paddy Hegarty is picking him up. Mark Daly kicking the ball out again. Paul Gilson under it, but well fielded there by Dermot Keeley. Keeley playing well, gives the ball in short again to number 13, Richie Keeley. Richie gives it in again towards Ronnie Orr. Ronnie is inside the 21-yard, gives another ball back to Richie Keeley. Hospital type of a ball that the man had to go for, but Seamus McCormick gives the free for Dunshaughlin. And that's Dunshaughlins' 8th free within 17 minutes of this game. This should be an easy... Oh, and somebody has mouthed it again, so it's in 14 yards in front of the post. Paul McGuinness is down again. Looks as if Gink might be in trouble. Very lacklustre game so far. Not much flow or pattern to this match, Chivers.
Not at the moment, but I think the stop-start nature of the game, I say, in favour of Trim, because there's a fair strong breeze blowing into the Navanamahony's end, so you know every minute is vital at the county final. So I think it's in Trim's favour, the stop-start nature of the game at the moment.
It's hard to judge how big an influence this wind is on the match when you're sitting in the stand, but in the junior preceding match, it certainly favoured Nobber in the first half and Dunsany in the second. So the elements are with Dunshaughlin. Martin Riley stands up to take this free, which he shouldn't miss, from 14 yards, and over it goes to make the score. After 18 minutes, Trim 1 goal, Dunshaughlin 3 points. Trim haven't scored since the 3rd minute of the game when they got that goal, so there's a full 15 minutes gone since Trim have got on the scoreboard. Sub Damien Burke has gone straight in full forward, where he's picked up by David Hegarty. Mark Daly stands back to kick the ball out again. Trim need to get a ball now. Not a bad kick again by Mark it up Richie. Richie jumps but doesn't collect, and it's collected by centre forward Ray Maloney. Number 9 now, Dermot Keeley has it again. Gives it back to Maloney, who carries the ball through. He's tackled by Walshy, and he's overcarried the ball to Seamus McCormick. So Trim get their third free of the game from around the middle of the field.
Come on, lads!
Ronan Fitzsimons to take this free, kicks a long ball in, but it's a bad ball again, and it's collected by the centre half back Michael McHale. McHale running with the ball, tackled, gives it to Dennis Keeley. Dennis Keeley gives a short little ball to Richie. Richie back to Dennis, and he busts through Paul McGuinness' challenge and kicks in a good ball where Mark Daly comes for. Mark palms it out only to David Crimmins. Crimmins taps the ball on his foot back to Richie Keeley. Richie will have to get in the left again, but he hand passes the ball to Dermot Keeley, but it's intercepted there by Trim, and Ronan Fitzsimons has the ball. Well played by Ronan. He plays a hand pass there towards Benny Murphy. Benny is tackled, and the ball picked up by Frankie Murphy. Nice little ball there towards Mickey Lothar, but again Fergal Gogan comes in for the ball, breaks it down now to Niall Kelly, who'll surely drive it with the left foot. Kelly still with the ball, gives it back to Dermot Keeley. Ronan Fitzsimons comes in and picks up the break and gives it to Mickey Lothar, who doesn't seem to be able to hold his feet. Now the right man has it. Darren Fay goes with the ball, but gives the ball away to Dennis Keeley and then fouls him. Trim's last ball is going astray at all times in this first half. It may be slightly easier in the second half, but at the moment the short pass to the man is not working. It's going astray. 20 minutes gone in the game. Niall Kelly with the big punt with the left foot in towards the square, and it's broken down nicely where Paul McGuinness comes and picks it up, bounces the ball, gives it back now to Paddy Hegarty. Heggie gives it out to his brother David, who takes on Raymond Maloney and carries the ball nicely out. Heggie carries the ball 3 times, gives it a nice little ball to Paul Gilson, but again Ronnie Orr comes in and intercepts. Trim are not just putting their bodies behind the ball to come in and collect the ball. Dunshaughlin on the attack again with David Crimmins. Crimmins taps the ball on his right foot. He's been marked by Kevin Walsh at the minute. Still with the ball, Crimmins. He'll cut in on his right foot and have a pat over the bar, and over she goes. Dunshaughlin now 4 points, Trim 1 goal, 21 minutes gone. Shivers a bit of trouble now at the minute.
Yeah, Trim seemed to have just gone out again at the minute. The forwards going, Paul Gilson went for a ball there and Mickey Lothar went for a ball, and they're sliding towards the ball rather than staying on their feet, and CJ said getting their body behind it. They need to get their body behind it on a wet, greasy surface. You have to go hard and get their body behind it.
Mark Daly kicking the ball out again. Trim haven't scored since the 3rd minute of the game when they got a fortuitous goal by Michael Lothar. Ball broke down out to Richie Fitzsimons. He give it to his brother Ronan. Ronan looks out the wing, gives the ball to Decky Murray. Decky's on the ball only for the 2nd time. Here comes Ronan Fitz again. Drives the ball in nicely now towards Mickey Lothar. Then marked by his man Fergal Gogan. He takes on Gogan. Still with the ball on his toe. Gogan is a tidy marker though. Loads put on his left foot. Has a shot in. Hits the post. Goalkeeper Ronan Gogan didn't know where it was. Ball breaks to midfielder Dermot Keeley. Keeley half jumps into the ground and gets a free for the 10th free for Dunshaughlin after 22 minutes. Dermot Keeley collected his ball on his own 14-yard line. Keeley up and down the field playing his usual game. Free out been taken by Ronan Gogan out towards midfield where centre back Michael McHale grabs it. That ball is broken away to Walshy. Walshy grabs the ball nicely, holds the ball well, gives it to Frankie Murphy. Frankie, and off the ball, bit of work there by Brendan Keeley on Walshy. Maudie Power kicks a nice ball over towards Decky Murray, who doesn't get it, and Martin Riley, the wing forward, has it. Hard hit by Decky, down on the ground. Martin Riley is fouled, it's a free, kicks it quickly to Richie Keeley. Richie taps it on the left again. Paul McGuinness's marker is coming up close to him, but he gives it to his brother Dennis Keeley, who's down in the 21 yards, still carrying the ball in, been tackled by Ronan Fitzsimons. Dennis Keeley puts it over the bar. Good score by wing-back Keeley, who scores his 1st point of the game, and still same old failings for Trim at this point, giving the ball away when they get it instead of playing the ball nicely to a man. Dennis Keeley moved down the field nicely for that score, Chive.
Yeah, good breakthrough, and Ronan Fitzsimons fouled him or followed him and did all he could to prevent him from scoring. It was a good score for Dunshaughlin.
23 minutes gone. Mark Daly kicks the ball out. Darren Fay is under it again with Niall Kelly. Ball breaks and it's picked up by Maudie Power.
Maudie gives a small, short ball down the wing again, but the same problem. DUNSHAUGHLIN back, Fergal Gogan comes out, picks up the ball, gives it short to Dennis Keeley. Now it's Brendan Keeley, and back to Dennis Keeley. Follow the ball in towards the substitute Damien Burke, who comes and gathers it with David Hegarty close to him, but Heggie fouls again. DUNSHAUGHLIN's 12th free, 24 minutes gone. Seamus McCormick seems to be blowing the whistle quite often in DUNSHAUGHLIN's favour, but in fairness there are slight pulls and drags from the trim backs and midfielders. Richie Keeley is warming up for this free, shaping up with the left foot. He's having a word with Eamon Barry, his coach on the sideline. Richie will be, this was a tough free, but if it suits anybody, it suits Richie with the left foot. Richie runs in, kicks it high. Excellent score by Richie Keeley between the posts. Very good free from Richie Keeley after 24.5 minutes. And DUNSHAUGHLIN suddenly lead by 6 points to a goal. Remember, Trim scored the first 3 minutes, a goal by Michael Lothar. They're now gone 22 minutes almost without scoring. They've gone out of the game for quite a while now, and they need to get back into it again. We're not winning a lot of ball at centre field, and the breaks have been picked up by DUNSHAUGHLIN. Mark Daly kicks the ball again. Ronan Fitzsimons, Darren Fay, Niall Kelly under it. Ball broken again. Maudie Power picked up the ball again. Maudie's getting a lot of ball but kicking it away. Fitzy went up that time and didn't gather either. In comes Kevin Walsh sliding, but down goes a DUNSHAUGHLIN player, and Richie Fitzsimons gathers up. Richie gives it back to Gink, who gives a reasonable ball into Oni McGrath. Oni, who has a bad hand, gathers nicely. And again is blocked down by cornerback, but it gets into Decky Murray. Decky on the ball, 50 yards from goals. Solos the ball, goes to ground. Gives the ball nicely into Oni McGrath. Oni in towards the 21 yard, can cut in and strike the ball over. Takes on the man again. Back out towards Decky. Decky gathers. Tough challenge by Fergal Gogan and a good free one by Decky. And that is Trim's 4th free of the day. Another stoppage this time. One of the DUNSHAUGHLIN backs gone down. Paul Gilston goes over to take this free from about 40 yards on the right hand side. Very difficult kick, gives it back though to Frankie Murphy, who's further out but kicks the ball high with the left foot. Fay is under it. Fay doesn't grab it. Very well taken by full-back Ken McTeague. Gives the ball out to Richie Keeley, now to Dermot Keeley. Keeley kicks a high ball that Damien Burke and David Hegarty are under. The ball breaks. Hegarty comes out with the ball, well played, gives it to Richie Fitz, out to Frankie Murphy, short ball with the left foot towards Ronan Fitzsimons. Now he gets the ball, he can carry it. He has it out, he's 60 yards out, gives a nice ball in towards Paul Gilson. Paul is 40 yards from goal, but very far out on the right hand side. Dummies in, falls on the ground, needs to use the ball now or it'll be a free against him. Drops the ball to the ground. He's helped out by Ronan Fitzsimons, or by Darren Fay. Fay crosses the ball, but held by goalkeeper Ronan Gogan, who gives it to Fergal Gogan, his brother. Full back line for DUNSHAUGHLIN, playing very steady football. Out to David Crimmins, 50 yards out. Hand passes the ball over to centre back Michael McHale. Long ball where Gink goes for a misses. In comes number 12, Martin Riley, but well away by Richie Fitz. Out goes Kevin Walsh, picks the ball, is tackled by Raymond Maloney. Walshy gives it back to Paddy Hegarty. Paddy jinks nicely, gives it to Walshy again. Walshy out to Richie Fitzsimons. Richie to Paul Gilson, needs to carry the ball into this win. Gives the ball out to Maudie Power. Maudie out 60, 70 yards out the field, carrying the ball in. He's 50 yards out. He's fouled by, the referee plays the advantage. Ronan Fitzsimons has it. Gives it to Darren Fay, 21 yards out. Comes back to his favoured right side. Back to Ronan Fitzsimons, who'll have a pot from there. But kicked with his left foot. The ball goes right and wide of the post. A little bit better there from Trim. That's their 2nd wide of the game. Their half-back line combined nicely there. Kevin Walsh, Richie Fitzsimons, Paddy Hegarty, all combined well to give the ball to Maudie Power, which they need to do and make sure their passes. There's 28 minutes gone. There will be a bit of injury time for stoppages during this first half. Again, Ronan Gogan kicks the ball out. Richie was waiting for the ball, but it's gathered by Martin Riley. Long ball in again towards David Crimmins, but Paddy Hegarty is favoured to collect this and does. Bends and picks, takes a challenge and gives a good hand pass to his brother David. They're a little bit more settled in there now, but it's on the ball to Richie Fitzsimons, who's been on the ball quite a bit in the last few minutes. Gives a nice ball to Frankie Murphy. Back to Richie.
Richie takes the challenge, gives the ball back again to Frankie, and now is blocked again. Frankie's been blocked twice or three times this game. Darren Fay gathers, gives to Frankie again, gives a nice ball with the left foot in towards Mickey Lothar, but well collected by Fergal Gogan. Gogan gives a simple hand pass out to the big boot Niall Kelly, and there she comes again down towards the Trim full back line, but well managed, and Mark Daly collects the ball. Daly kicks the ball out to the right hand side, of not a great ball towards Paddy Hegarty, who does well enough to palm the ball forward, but David Crimmins collects the ball. Crimmins hand passes into Raymond Maloney. Maloney back now again to Niall Kelly. Kelly will go on the left foot, but he's tackled well. Now it's into Ronnie Orr, but Molly Power comes in and collects and was fouled for Trim's fifth foul of the game. Man injured for Dunshaughlin once again. Number 11 Raymond Maloney down, and that all emerged from a sloppy pass from Mark Daly out to Paddy Hegarty. Could have got the man killed, but lucky enough Raymond Maloney got half killed.
Down in front.
Chivers, your thoughts with 1 minute to go to half time plus injury time?
Yeah, scrappy enough first half, CJ, but we're only 3 points behind and very optimistic. Our forwards haven't got going yet. Our midfield are 50-50 at the moment, and when Faisal gets going, I think the game is in our grasp. So looking forward to the second half at this stage.
Do you feel it's a little bit frustrating looking at the lads there? I mean, they seem to be misusing the ball very often, and Dunshaughlin with very tidy backs coming in on top of the forwards quite a lot. It's like frustrating.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I'd say it's frustrating to look at for us, and it's frustrating on the players that it's just not happening. But that's not from lack of effort. Everyone's giving 100%. You know, it will happen, and you know, Ronan Simons get back into the game. Fazel's getting into the game now big time, and Paul Gilson's coming in. There are big men there, and Frankie Murphy just picks up the pieces and gets the ball into the forwards. We're looking good for the second half. There's only 3 points in it.
Benny Murphy has moved in a corner forward in a direct switch with Michael Lothar, who's gone centre forward. Decky Murray playing very deep out around the 50-yard line. Kick out again by Daly, but it's broke down again to where Morris is a bit loose on Brendan Keeley, who gives the ball in long, but Paddy Hegarty comes and collects nicely. Plays it to Gink, and Gink out to David Hegarty. That's a little bit better in the full back line. David Hegarty gives it to Ronan Fitz. Fitzy, confused again, gives it to Maudie Power. Maudie has it tackled, but still hold possession. Gives it to Fazer. Fazer back to Maudie. Maudie needs to kick it. Kicks it long in towards Benny Murphy. But it's won again. But Bodie McGrath has the ball. Honey is fouled. Pretty physical challenge there by Kieran Byrne, who's going to be booked by Seamus McCormick. If Only stayed on his feet that time, he was nicely through. But Byrne is not actually booked. He's just ticked by McCormick. But a little bit better there from Trim. They're using the ball well enough in the short passing, but it's hard to kick that ball long into the wind, as it showed there from Morris Power's kick. Paul Gilson has this ball in his hand. Very tough kick from where he is into the breeze. Trim need a point. There's 31.5 minutes gone. Gilly runs in, kicks, but not good kick. Benny Murphy's under the ball. He punches it back out the field, where Martin Riley collects again. Riley on the ball, kicks long towards Raymond Maloney. Maloney gathers it with Darren Faze beside him. Maloney gives a short back pass to fullback Ken McTeague into Richie Keeley. Gink is beside Richie. Richie goes towards the left foot again. Gink is still with him. Richie hand passes the ball to the fullback McTeague, who's down 50 yards from his own goal. Back to off the ground by Richie Keeley, but it's back again to Raymond Maloney, and now Brendan Keeley has the ball. He strikes and it's gone wide. It hit the top of the upright and went wide for Dunshaughlin, 5th wide of the game. So if this holds out, there's 32.5 minutes gone. There can be no more than 30 seconds left in the first half. The score, Dunshaughlin 6 points, Trim 1 goal. It wouldn't be a bad position to be in at half time, with the elements to come in Trim's favour. Kick out from Mark Daly again, not a good one again this time. Collected by Brendan Keeley. Maudie Power is with him. Maudie's getting on the ball, but in steps Dennis Keeley. The ball goes out over the sideline, where former teacher Trim, Jerry McGivney, gives it to Trim. Fair play to you, Jerry. Little bit of hometown stuff there, and Ronan Fitzsimons will take this sideline ball from 50 yards from the Dunshaughlin goals. Ronan kicks long, high ball towards Paul Gilson. Kind of foul off the ball by Ronnie Orr, and McCormick spots it, gives Trim their 6th free of the game, 7th free of the game. Gilly has the ball. He was going to kick it short to Ronan Fitzsimons. He has it in his hand. Trim look to be heads down a bit at the minute. Fazer has the ball 60 yards from goal. He's going to take the 60-yard free off the ground. 33 and a half minutes gone. It'll surely be the last play of the first half. Great kick by Fay. Will it go all the way? Magnificent kick by Darren Fay. Just what Trim needed before half time to put the score. 6 points for Dunshaughlin, 1-1 from Trim, and that's just what Trim needed before half time. Chivers, a brilliant boost before half time.
Inspirational kick there from Darren Fay. That'll lift the lads going in at half time. That's as good as 2 points at this stage. Inspirational stuff.
Just what Trim needed before half time. Haven't played average enough football. They need to get the bit between the teeth for the second half. Wonderful support here today for Trim. I hope it corresponds into the play in the field in the second half. Roll it there, Colette. And we're back in action here for the start of the second half, in which Trim find themselves 2 points behind. Dunshaughlin 6 points, Trim 1-1. Shivers haven't played poorly in the first half. We have a very good chance of winning a county championship at this stage.
Best chance we've had in 40 years, CJ. I think it's set up now. We have a bit of a win. If we can take the game by the scruff of the neck now in the first 10 minutes, I think we can go on and win. So please God, here we go.
Seamus McCormick starts the match in the second half. Benny Murphy back out midfield again, and Frankie Murphy centre forward. Forgot to tell you about a Dunshaughlin substitute at half time. Ronnie Orr, the wing back, has gone off, and Trevor Dowd, who started corner forward, is back in a corner forward, with Richie Keeley gone back to left half back again. Dunshaughlin on the attack with Brendan Keeley, gives it to Dennis Keeley. Dennis is causing a good bit of mayhem with his runs up the field, and already has scored one first half point. Dunshaughlin sideline kick now, with Niall Kelly going out to take it with the left foot. This should be in around the square. Though it's not, it gives it short to Trevor Dowd, who's followed by Gink. Gink needs to stand on his feet, but he doesn't, and Trevor Dowd skips inside, gives the ball across, where Martin Riley collects it well outside the 14, and it's back out to Dermot Keeley. Keeley on the ground. Paul Gilson stands in, picks the ball up, is fouled, no free, loses the ball, and out comes David Hegarty with the ball. Seamus McCormick gives him a free. Heggie throws the ball to Richie Fitz, who has no mean punt of the ball himself, stands behind it, gives it a good dart down the field over towards Ronan Fitz, and now Decky Murray is under it. Ball breaks, but it's collected once again there by Dennis Keeley, who's having a very good game for Dunshaughlin. Keeley gives it back to Dermot Keeley, bounces the ball and loses it, but still retains possession on the second phase. Gathers the ball now and is fouled. McCormick gives him another free. Dermot Keeley kicks it in long towards David Crimmins. Hand passed on to Damien Burke. Burke back to Richie Keeley, who's come up from the half back line. Gives it to the reintroduced sub Trevor Dowd, who gives it into David Crimmins, 14 yards out. Danger here for Trim. Crimmins kicks it with the left foot and over the bar. A well worked move. The Keeleys, Richie and Dennis, are going to be a thorn in the Trim side with their attacking. Richie's gone back left half back, but found himself up on the 14-yard line once again. And I see Eamon Barry, the guard from Walterstown originally, but a Dublin-based guard now, among other things, telling Richie Keeley to keep attacking. Up goes Benny Murphy in the middle of the field, but he jumps in on top of Fay. Our ball breaks again to Richie Keeley. Keeley 60 yards out, now he's 50 yards out. Not a man coming near him. Walshy goes near him and tackles him well. Richie Keeley breaks the ball though. And number 8, Niall Kelly, jumped on the ground and got a free in. And I hope Seamus gives us as handy a freeze when it goes down the far end, because that certainly wasn't a free from our point of view, with Niall Kelly basically jumping on the ground and Seamus McCormick giving him quite a handy free. Martin Riley now to take the free. Trimmer after fouling again twice at the start of the second half. Riley with the free about 30 yards out. Riley running up again, a little bit easier than most of the frees he's had so far, and he kicks it over the bar, and that's Martin Riley's third point. 3-pointed frees. 3 minutes gone in the second half. Not exactly the start Trim wanted. We thought they'd come out with a lot of blood and thunder and move the ball down quickly, but it hasn't happened. Richie Keeley causing a lot of damage coming up from the half-back position. Mark Daly kicks the ball out, comes to the middle of the field, where Frankie Murray pushes on the back again, and it's another free for Dunshaughlin.
Ball punted in by Niall Kelly towards David Crimmins, well gathered by Paul McGuinness. Gink gathers it well and gives a very good hand pass to Benny Murphy, who needs to get himself into this game. Murphy toe taps the ball, still toe tapping, a bit hesitant again, hand passes the ball to Ronan Fitzsimons. Fitzy takes on Niall Kelly, toe taps the ball on his foot, tripped there by David Crimmins and no free. Darren Fay kicks the ball in high where Mickey Lothar is under. Lothar goes high but gathered well by Fergal Gogan. Gogan is robbed by Mickey Lothar. That's the kind of spirit we want. Kicks a left-footed kick across the square and over the bar. A brilliant score by Michael Lothar. Probably the best score of the game so far, if I'm not entirely biased, but that's exactly what we needed. Good score by Lothar, Chai.
Yeah, great score for Lothar in the left foot, CJ. But I think Seamus McCormick needs to be mentioned at this stage. He's standing beside Freeze there that should be given the trim, and he's not giving them. He's given very handy ones to Dunshaughlin. He needs to have a look at himself at this stage.
The free count at this stage is 15 frees to Dunshaughlin, 8 to Trim. Fergal Gogan, or Ronan Gogan, lines up this kick out for Dunshaughlin. I see a switch on the Trim team. Frankie Murphy has gone back into a wing forward position with Ronan Fitzsimons out centre field. Fitzy under this along with Darren Fay, breaking the ball where Martin Riley is under and Richie Fitzsimons. Well played by Richie and Ronan. And now a free again to Dunshaughlin. Martin Riley fouled. Dennis Keeley has his hand on the ball and is going to take this free. Instead leaves it to Niall the Boot Kelly from 60 yards out on this side of the field. Kelly, big punt once again in towards the square where David Hegarty is under it, but it's gathered by Damien Burke. He's on the 5, he gives it back to Trevor Dowd, but a very good block by Gink. Great save by Daly, and a follow-up by Trevor Dowd puts it into the back of the net. Well, they had 2 chances there, very hesitant in the full back line. Damien Burke causing a bit of damage, broke the ball down, had the first shot, broke to the reintroduced substitute Trevor Dowd, who buried it to the back of the net. Mark Daly having made a very good save before that. Trim now in trouble. Score 1-8 to 1-2, 5 minutes gone in the second half. Daly with the kick out again, over towards Ronan Fitzsimons. Kevin Walsh broke down again to Dennis Keeley. Keeley causing havoc, running through again, good plays for the free, kicks it high in towards David Hegarty. David Crimmins goes up and gathers, but it's broken out. Paul McGuinness gets the ball and clears a good ball towards Frankie Murphy, who also needs to get into this game. Murphy, there's a free for Trim, and Murphy's on the ball. Seamus McCormick is going to hold this now, and he's going to take Martin Riley's name for Dunshaughlin. Trim are a little bit at 6s and 7s at this stage. Frankie, Benny Murphy need to get themselves into this game in a big way. Frankie is now a wing forward with Ronan Fitzsimons playing in the middle of the field, where Dennis Keeley has followed him out. Fay with the ball, 60 yards from his own goal. 1-8 to 1-2 for Dunshaughlin. 6.5 minutes gone in the second half. 2 red cards. Seamus McCormick gives Kevin Walsh and Martin Riley a straight red card. Did you see what went on there, Chive?
There's a bit of wrestling going on the ground. McCormick again, a disgrace. An absolute disgraceful decision by McCormick.
I think Jimmy Henry had something to do with that, because Walshy gave him a little bit of a telling off coming off the field. Henry must have notified McCormick, who McCormick very easy give the red card. Decky Murray on the ball, half foul. Decky onto the left foot. Over the bar, a great score by Decky Murray. His first score of the game after 7 minutes into the second half. And now it's a 14-man game with Martin Riley and Kevin Walsh sensationally sent off the field with 6.5 minutes gone of the second half for what appears to be a bit of wrestling on the ground. But Seamus McCormick once again getting his name onto the paper, sends the 2 of them off in what has been a clean enough game, and needless sending off, one would have to say. Ronan Gogan coming to kick the ball out again. Very good kick high into the middle of the field against the wind. Fay goes up but is punched on by Niall Kelly. Richie Fitzsimons comes hard for, and that'll be a throw ball. Henry with the flag up. I think a throw ball is a fair reflection on that situation, and Henry is going to throw it up. Niall Kelly won't give the ball to Henry. Eamon Barry getting involved, and now Niall Kelly and Benny Murphy under this. Henry throws it up, Niall Kelly grabs it, taken off him, but it's grabbed again by Trevor Dowd, who's playing very well in the second half. Maudie Power goes out under that ball and gathers nicely, takes a challenge from David Crimmins, back to Paul McGuinness. Gink playing a very nice game, gives a lovely ball to Paul Gilston. Gilston toe taps, needs to get himself into this game, has a shot from 60 yards, a weak shot gathered by Ronan Gogan, and he plays it out to his cornerback here on Byrne. Byrne gives to Richie Keeley, and on again to centre-back Michael McHale, who gives it once again to Dermot Keeley. Great challenge by Darren Fay. A good hit on Keeley. Keeley recovers well, gives the ball out to wing cornerback Fergal Gogan, who kicks the ball down the side to David Crimmins. Crimmins down the field again to substitute Damien Burke, who's marked by David Hegarty. Burke goes to ground, gives it off for David Hegarty gathers. Hegarty soloing with the ball. Nice little ball down the wing. Tony McGrath, who hasn't been seen for a while. McGrath's hand must be affecting him because Kieran Byrne is coming out with that ball again. Well won by Byrne. Gives it to Niall Kelly. The boot gives it down again, but well taken by Ronan Fitzsimon. Fitzy gives a little ball in, but it's nicely taken out by Ken McTeague. Trim's final ball is letting them down on occasions. Out comes Dunshaughlin defence again. Niall Kelly with the ball on his left foot. Must turn back in. Done for over carrying by McCormick. And it'll be a free in where Darren Fay will probably launch this ball in. Shires a bit more excitement in the second half.
Yeah, a little bit more biting now at this stage, CJ. I think Trim selectors will have a look and make it a change. Young Frankie Murphy, the game seems to be passing by. He's a young lad with a great future, but I think the selectors will have to act now, or this game is going to go away from Trim. But it's there for us lads if we can go and just take him with the scruff of the neck.
Fay gives a big ball in, but it's taken easily enough by Ken McTeague, full back. Gives the ball out here to his centre-back, Michael McHale, who gives a great crossfield ball to where Paul McGuinness, who's doing a very good job in the Trim backline, playing a heroic game for Trim McGuinness and gets a very good free. Paul, one of the best players on the Trim team today, most underestimated, playing a great match. Ronan Fitz gives a nice ball to Frankie Murphy on his right side. Frankie kicks the ball in high. Mickey Loates is under it with the keeper. Loates has it and it's just gone wide. Frankie was on his favoured left side, possibly rushed his kick a little bit, ended up going quite high and ended up out over the end line where it's wide again. Few Trim players who need to up their performance. Only McGrath, corner forward, hasn't been on the ball for quite a while. Frankie is struggling a little bit. Benny Murphy getting into it a wee bit now. Decky Murray not getting a lot of ball at the moment, although he's making some good breaks. Benny Murphy under this one, but Niall Kelly rises high to collect and gets it on the second turn. Kelly going through, taps it on his left foot again. He's going to be met by Morris Power, and he's cynically fouled by Morris Power. That could be danger for Morris. He put his foot out. I think that's a little bit of revenge for the Fesh Cup match in Kilmessan when Kelly left his foot in a bit long on Maudie, and Maudie is going to McCormick. The way McCormick's thinking, he could be getting red here. I hope not. Having a word with Maudie. The yellow should be sufficient here. The yellow it is. Niall Kelly on the ground. Score 1-8 to 1-3, 11 minutes gone in the second half. 5 points between the teams, and Trim need to start making a move soon enough. Shivers, there might have been a bit of revenge for that challenge in Kilmessan in the Fesh Cup by Maudie there.
Yeah, he might have just got his own back there. But I think Trim just concentrate on playing the football, get the ball into the forwards and work hard, and we should win this game.
Dermot Keeley gives a small ball into David Crimmins ahead of Paddy Hegarty. Crimmins onto his favoured right, dummies it, gives it back to Richie Keeley, who's again attacking. Oh, Richie fouled the ball, and Seamus McCormick sees it, this time gives the free. Frankie Murphy gets the ball, gives the average ball to Paul Gilson, who needs to collect. Collects well. Paul is another who needs to start getting into this game. Taps it on his toe, gives a good ball to Richie. Richie goes in to collect. Needs to move into the ball, all the Trim players. Michael McHale fouled again by Frankie Murphy, no question about that. And again, it's going to be a free. But Trim are not committing themselves to the ball the way they should. That's 3 or 4 times where they're waiting for the ball to come in instead of collecting shy.
Yeah, Richie had a little look that time and didn't go for it. Like county final, you have to go, give 150%, not look around you going for a ball.
Well, Trim still have 18 minutes to rectify the situation. A number of things going against them at this stage. Niall Kelly again will take this free from 55 yards out from the hospital end of the goal. A mighty kick by Kelly, but it's gone to the left and wide. That's Dunshaughlin 6 wide of the game. 12 and almost 13 minutes gone in the second half. Trim need to up their performance. Daly has placed the ball, he's going to kick it out. Good enough kick from Daly out towards Benny Murphy. Well taken by Benny, but he loses the ball once again. Dennis Keeley over to Trevor Dowd. Dowd, Richie Fitzsimons beside him, gives it back to Dennis Keeley, looking for his second point of the game. Falls as kicking it, blocked out by Paddy Hegarty. Only as far as Brendan Keeley, who gives it back to Dennis Keeley, and Dennis Keeley hits the post. Another wide for Dunshaughlin, their 7th of the game. 13 and a half minutes gone in the second half. Dunshaughlin, the Keeleys, Dennis, Richie, Dermot, Brendan causing them some havoc at the minute. Murphy rises again in the middle of the field, foul this time. Richie gets the ball, gives a bad ball down towards Onie McGrath, who jumps, ball breaks again, runs unkindly for Trim, and Paul Gilson runs out after it on his foul. Another free for Trim. They're 13 free. They're getting a few more in this second half. Substitute coming on for substitute coming on for Trim. Sean Murphy coming on, and Captain Richie Fitzsimon's going off. Richie, I'm not so sure. Richie was playing reasonably well, strong enough, but Sean Murphy comes on and Richie comes off. Richie, I don't know where Sean Murphy is playing at the minute. He's gone down the field, but Richie had been playing somewhere around the centre half back position. Fazer takes a free 60 yards out, a wonderful free again. It's gone the whole way to the net, all the way in. 2 goals for Trim from messy situations, all the way from Faye, from 60 yards. The centre back for Dunshaughlin, Michael McHale, went up, dropped the ball into the back of the net, just the break that Trim needed, playing poorly. Score 1-8 to 2-3, exactly halfway through the second half. 15 minutes to go, Trim are only 2 points behind. If they raise their game to any standard, they can win this game. Up they go again. Sean Murphy fouls his man. Niall Kelly will take this free for Dunshaughlin. Big ball in again towards Paddy Hegarty. Paddy breaks it away with the fist, but Trevor Dow comes out. Paddy boots it away again. Sean Murphy goes for his foul by Dermot Keeley, and Seamus McCormick brings the ball on 10 yards. It looks to me as if Darren Fay has gone back centre back at this stage, and Sean Murphy is playing somewhere around the middle of the field. Fay is definitely retreated to a back position, and Sean Murphy looks to be playing centre field, which is a strange one, but that looks to be where he's playing. Maudie gives a nice ball, or is it? No, it's not. Poor ball by Maudie out the wing. The intention was right, but it was too high for Ronan Fitzsimons, and it ends up in a Dunshaughlin 9 ball. 16 minutes gone the second half, 14 to go. Only 2 points between the sides. A much better second half. The game kind of full of mistakes, but Trimmer the benefit of it at the minute. Ronan Fitz gathers a break again, goes down. Sean Murphy has added a bit of impetus to this side with his introduction. A good pair of fresh legs. Gives it to Paul Gilson. Paul turns onto his bad side, but gives it with his right foot towards Onie McGrath. McGrath collects, cuts inside. Kieran Byrne kicks with his left foot over the bar. McGrath scores his first point in the game. 16 and a half minutes gone in the second half. 1 point between the sides. Shivers, how are we looking?
We're looking good. A great goal by Fazer and a brilliant point ever on McGrath. Let's keep it going there, lads. Come on.
1 point between the sides. 16 and a half minutes gone. The impetus is back with Trim. Despite not playing fantastic, they're still in the lead. Paul Gilson has gone in full forward. Decky Murray is centre forward. Frankie Murphy is right half forward. Ronan Fitzsimons is left half forward. The centre field is Benny Murphy and Sean Og Murphy. 3 Murphys on the field for Trim now. Benny Murphy climbs for this one. Up he goes, boxes it down. Dermot Keeley wins the break. Is fouled by Ronan Fitzsimons, who is going to be either ticked or yellow card for that one. It's a tick for Fitzy. Niall Kelly kicks it in long again. Ball coming in towards Burke. Broken away but well collected by Paddy Hegarty, who's fouled and gets the free out. Full back line playing very well. Paul McGuinness, David Hegarty, Paddy Hegarty. Mark Daly kicks the ball towards Sean Og Murphy. Sean gathers, will go on his favourite left foot. Gives it back to Frankie Murphy, another left footer. Drives it long towards Decky Murray, but it's collected by centre back Michael McHale. McHale comes to the ball, collected by Dermot Keeley. Another good hit by Ronan Fitzsimons, but Seamus McCormick gives the free, and Fitzy is going to be in the book now. Very unfortunate there, Fitzy. He hit the very same as Darren Fay hit in the first half, and a fair enough shoulder on the ball, but has been booked for it. Got it, or a free against him, and then mounted and has been booked. And Seamus McCormick will give him a yellow card for that. Still 18 minutes played, 12 remaining. Dunshaughlin 1-8, Trim 2-4, 1 point between the sides. Trim, if they up their game one more little bit, have this county final for the taking. Dermot Keeley still on the ground after that challenge from Ronan Fitzsimons. He's playing well, Dermot Keeley. That might knock some of the stuffing out of him.
Shivers were still in there with a good chance.
Still in there with a good chance. See Kevin Meehan warming up here on the line. He'd be a big asset. He knows how to go and win a game. That a good hit by Ronan Fitzsimons there, and Seamus McCormick gave a free against him. If it keeps going the way it's going, it'll be known as the Seamus McCormick final. 20 frees at this stage to Dunshaughlin and 16 to Trim. He'll be really getting his name in the paper.
Dermot Keely's still down. Not a man to lie down, one must say. He's up on his feet now. Niall Kelly has the ball in his hand once again. The long ball hasn't worked fantastically for Dunshaughlin today. The two Hegartys and Paul McGuinness cleaning up very nicely in the full back line. They did, however, get one goal from it. Kelly kicks it again, not as long this time. A place ball towards David Crimmins. Crimmins followed it out, followed by Paddy Hegarty, but Fazer comes across and kicks the ball out for a sideline. Darren is playing centre half back now, which just seems to be steady in the Trim ship. Faye gives the ball now to David Crimmins, who'll take this sideline for Dunshaughlin. Instead he leaves it down for Niall Kelly, who'll probably have a whack at curling it over the bar from that position, not well within the man's range. With 19 and a half minutes gone, 10 and a half to go. Kelly gives it short instead to Dennis Keely. Keely back to Niall Kelly. Kelly with the left foot needs to cut onto his left. He ran with the ball a long way, kicks it across the square where it's gone wide. Trim left Niall Kelly there for a minute, and if he had a little bit more impetus about him, he may well have went the whole way. Daly places the ball again. Daly places the ball again. Very exciting here. A lot of agitated people in the stand. Daly over to Frankie. We need this one for Frankie. He grabs it, was fouled, didn't get it. Threw the ball back, played it badly. Now McCormick gives the free to Crimmins, and Gink pushes Crimmins towards the ground. And there's no action now as Dunshaughlin decide who's going to take this one. Trevor Dowd gives it to David Crimmins. Crimmins 30 yards out. Difficult enough in the conditions to kick this one over the bar. It would be a real puncher for Dunshaughlin if he did get it. No, he doesn't. He kicks it out to the right hand side. It's not dead yet. Damien Burke grabs it. Burke crossed the square towards Maloney. Maloney turns onto his right foot. A very important kick and over the bar for Dunshaughlin. 21 minutes gone, 9 remaining. Raymond Maloney scores his first point of the game. Trim need a score now quite badly. 9 minutes remaining. Daly places the ball again. This game is still wide open. It needs somebody to take it by the scruff of the neck for Trim. Maybe it'll be Ronan Fitzsimons who's in the middle of the field. There's a substitute coming on. Meanwhile, we'll keep going. Frankie Murphy again gets his hands on the ball but loses it. Benny Murphy grabs it. Fazer goes down, picks it up, shuffles away a couple of tackles. Is on his own now. Solos the ball down the wing. Kicks a very good high ball in towards Loates. This is the ball that causes danger. Loates comes out, but it's broken away to full back. Ken McTeague gives it out to Kieran Byrne. Byrne out to Brendan Keeley. Tackled by Benny Murphy. And he's going to get it either ticked or in the book. Frankie Murphy's coming off the Trim team. Kevin Meehan, who's also an injury suspect, is going to come on for Trim into the middle of the field. Steed won't be shy about putting himself about when he comes on, and there's nothing sure about that. Just hopefully his hands are fit enough to play. Frankie goes off the field. He was having a hard time for child.
Yeah, he's a young lad. He's only 17, and the game seemed to pass him by there. Kevin Meehan is very experienced campaigner about football and hurling, and he knows how to go and win a championship game, and he knows how to play championship football.
Niall Kelly kicks another free. He must have kicked 20 today. Fazer's under this one, knocked on by Dermot Keely, but it's to Paddy Hegarty. Paddy out to King, to Steed, his first touch of the ball. He half shimmies it and kicks a good ball down towards Paul Gilston. Paul doesn't gather. Running through is Sean Murphy. Sean on his, loses the ball off his left foot. Gathers it once again, gives it out to Paul. We need a score from Paul. Kicks it high, good kick towards the goals, and it's over the bar. Paul Gilston's first point of the game after 23 minutes of the second half. But it's a very vital one to leave 1 point between the teams again. Dunshaughlin 1-9, Trim 11 points, 12 points to 11, or Trim 2-5. It's Dunshaughlin 1-9, Trim 2-5. 1 point between the teams. Number 19, David Tonge from Dunshaughlin is warming up. Goalkeeper Ronan Gogan ready to kick the ball again. places a nice ball out to where Faye is coming for the ball, makes a mighty catch. Half foul going towards it. Only McGrath comes and picks it, gives it to Ronan Fitz. Ronan plays a lovely ball to Sean Murphy. Sean turns onto his favourite left, has a great kick in towards the goals, but it tails to the left and wide. Reasonable opportunity there for Sean Murphy. Would be a bit disappointed. It was a good chance in a tight game to get the equalising score. Some switches been made by Eamon Barry. Centre forward Raymond Maloney is switching with David Crimmins to full forward to win some possession round the half forward line for Trim. Facer's come back to the middle of the field. Steed is playing centre half back for Trim, picking up David Crimmins, who's come out from full forward. Ronan Gogan kicks the ball out. Benny Murphy, Darren Fair rise, and who picks it up? Ronan Fitz kicks a nice ball to Benny Murphy. Benny taps it on the ground, needs to kick the ball now, gives it to Facer. Facer kicks it high in towards the goal again. Only and Loth are coming looking for it, but it's palmed out by keeper Gogan towards Brendan Keeley, who's playing back in his half back line now, and David Crimmins has the ball, carrying the ball out against the breeze. Carrying it well still, David Crimmins. Nice footballer Crimmins, still with the ball on his right foot. Ronan Fitz comes over to him. Richie Keeley picks the ball inside, heading towards the 21. Steed marks him over to David Crimmins again, 21 yards out. Tackled by Maudie Power, kicks the ball wide. 9 wides for Dunshaughlin. Trim need to hold their heads, keep playing. McCormick won't allow the quick kick out. Mark Daly placed a nice ball to Brendan Murphy. The referee Seamus McCormick calls it back, says you cannot kick the ball out quickly. Mark Daly places it again. 25 minutes gone, 5 minutes remaining plus some injury time. Trim 1 point behind. Good kick by Daly out towards Benny Murphy, who's come into the game very well the last 10 minutes. Gives the ball to Maudie Power. Maudie is blocked. Ronan Fitz goes for it, doesn't collect, collected by Paddy Hegarty. The Hegs are playing very well in the full back line. Steed gets his second ball of the afternoon, taps it on his toe, needs to find a player now. Kicks it, a great ball across the field towards Sean Murphy. Murphy climbs, doesn't win the ball though. David Crimmins gets the ball again. Kicks it in now to where Damien Burke has a yard on David Hegarty. Hegarty has allowed him in on the inside. David Hegarty tackles back well again. Burke gives it back to Trevor Dowd. Trevor Dowd surrounded by Trim players, well taken by Darren Fay. Facer is foul and gets a free. Great defending by Trim, 4 men around that man. Darren Fay plays a nice ball out to Paul Gilson in his own half back line. Gilly shimmies, gives it off to Ronan Fitz. Too far from goal, so Fitzy delivers a long ball towards Mickey Loth, who gathered. Loth has the ball, gets inside. Brendan Keeley and his foul. Great play by Brendan, by Michael Lothar. A very important winning foul there, and he gives the ball to Paul Gilson, who's about 55 yards from the Dunshaughlin goals with 3.5 minutes remaining in the game. 1 point between the sides. Gilson has the ball in his hand. Has he ever had a more important kick? It's a tough free in the circumstances. Paul comes up to it. Not a bad kick over the bar. It's a draw match. A brilliant kick by Paul Gilson. Took the few extra steps he needed to take. It's a draw match. There are 3 minutes remaining. Can Trim bring this Keegan Cup home to Trim for the first time in 40 years? The referee has indicated the amount of injury time remaining. There is 2 minutes of injury time. There is 3 minutes of normal time. The impetus is with Trim. Can they gather it together? Ronan Cogan kicking the ball out. Up they go again. Benny Murphy is under it. Up you go, Benny. Ball broken down to where Dermot Keeley grabs again. Keeley is sandwiched out by Ronan Fitzsimons. Free to Michael McHale. Handy enough free, but one you probably would give in the circumstances. Niall Kelly has it again. He's about to take his 21st kick of the game. Kicks it long again. Paul McInnes is under it, but it's taken by Maloney. Well challenged. Paddy Hegarty has it. Back to Gink. Back to Fay, who's playing very well now. A steady and influence on the team. A big drive down the field, and where Owen McGrath under it. Breaks the ball to Paul Gelston. Mickey Lothar is inside. Can he get it in there? Gives the ball across but centre half back Michael McHale comes out with the ball, gives it to David Crimmins, who's got a lot of the ball in the last 15 minutes, gives it to Richie Keeley, nice left footed kick where David Hegarty is fouled. Well played by referee Seamus McCormick. It's a free for David Hegarty, fouled by Damien Burke. There are 1.5 minutes left in this game with 2 minutes injury time to be played. David Hegarty has the ball in his hands. Are we heading for a replay? Hegarty, 21 yards out from his own goals, needs to pick a good kick. Very good kick by Hegarty. Benny Murphy is under this, jumps, boxes it on to Decky Murray, rolling, or Paul Gilson has the ball. Plays it to Morris Power. Needs to give it off. Bodie is carrying it, gives it to Ronan Fitzsimons. Fitzy takes the kick. 50 yards out and left of the goals. Had a little bit more time than he thought. A reasonable opportunity for Fitzsimons. There is 50 seconds left in normal time. Shivers, your opinion?
Your heart stopping stuff now, CJ, but it's there for us. This kick out, we get it and get a score, we'll win the game. It's there.
Cogan kicks the ball out again. Benny Murphy's playing much better in the middle of the field now, going hard for it, boxes it down, but only to the waiting centre back Michael McHale. Gives it to danger man Richie Keeley. Will go on his left foot. He's met by the wrong man though. Steed is a challenge. Is fouled by Richie Keeley. No free. King plays it on. Sean Murphy bends down, picks the ball, is challenged by Trevor Dowd. Gives the ball back to Paddy Hegarty. Needs to get rid of this ball. Paddy gives it back to Gink. Gink over to Mark Daly. Daly needs to drive the ball. Does drive it down towards Decky Murray. Decky jumps, but it's knocked down to Dermot Keeley. Dermot Keeley carrying the ball in, was half fouled, gives it to Dennis Keeley. Brave, challenged by Maudie Power. Maudie carrying the ball, gives it to Paul Gilston. Gilston carrying the ball through. Can he kick it over? Can he kick it over? No, it's into Ronan Gogan's hand. It was a good opportunity. Ronan or Kieran Byrne gets the ball. DUNSHAUGHLIN coming out. The game is into injury time. There's 30.5 minutes gone. Ball with Brendan Keeley. Nobody deserves to lose this game at this stage. Brendan Keeley is fouled. It's a free to DUNSHAUGHLIN. Niall Kelly will take it. There's 30 minutes, 40 seconds gone. There's 1.5 minutes left in the game according to the clock. It's heart-stopping stuff here. DUNSHAUGHLIN are bringing on a substitution. I would say they would favour a draw at this stage because the momentum is with Trim. Brendan Keeley, who's played his heart out for DUNSHAUGHLIN, goes off the field to be replaced by number 18, Stephen Clare. It's noticeable that they're not sending him on in a hurry. They're happy enough to play this one down. Let's hope that they don't get a score. There's 31 minutes, 16 seconds gone. Niall Kelly will kick it again. Gives it short to Richie Keeley. Seasoned campaigners here. Richie Keeley goes down, picks the ball, gives it back to Niall Kelly. Kelly takes a shot. Collected by Darren Fay. Will the referee blow the whistle? It's cleared by Sean Murphy, who's also played well. Decky gets the ball down too, but only out over the sideline. There is now 31 minutes, 45 seconds played. Niall Kelly has the ball. It's too far out for a score, but he could land it in. Fazer is in on the square. That's where he kicks it into the square. Is it over the bar? It's an unbelievable score by Niall Kelly. It is an unbelievable score on the 32nd minute of the game to put DUNSHAUGHLIN ahead by 1 point. Is the game over? Seamus McCormick. It is a serious kick. Can it be the one that wins the Keegan Cup for DUNSHAUGHLIN? Trim will be heartbroken. McCormick is giving it another minute. We need a score. Dermot Keeley grabs the ball in the middle of the field. He'll throw this ball up, McCormick. He doesn't. Keeley clears the ball. Paul McGuinness is under it. Broken to Raymond Maloney. Or into Damien Burke. Burke is fouled by Paul McGuinness, but he gets away with it. Damien Burke still has the ball, gives it to Raymond Maloney, who hits the bar. And back to David Crimmins, who does the sensible thing, puts the ball over the bar, and that will be the championship for DUNSHAUGHLIN, I fear. It's an absolutely heartbroken breaking way for Trim to go down. I think the game will be over at that. It's DUNSHAUGHLIN 1-11, Trim 2-6. It's all over. Seamus McCormick blows the final whistle on 33 minutes 14 seconds, and Trim, despite an absolutely wonderful second half comeback, have been defeated by what you could say was a magnificent kick by Niall Kelly to win the game. All credit to a gallant Trim team who gave their all, especially in the second half, played with great heart and spirit, but DUNSHAUGHLIN have completed the 3 in a row. They just shows you how the team never give up when they know how to win, and the kick by Niall Kelly to win the match was an exceptional kick, one has to say. Heartbreaking stuff for Trim. A draw with the match a minute into injury time. They end up being defeated by 2 points in what was an excellent second half.
I know, but there was 2 minutes on here.
He played 3:14 in total. He played 1 minute 10.
Devastated, CJ. What a second half performance with Trim. They're a credit to the club, to themselves, and you know it's heartbreaking to look at Walshy and Faze are there, and Decky Murray, you know, losing today, and the rest of the lads. It's heartbreaking. I can't say anymore.
Congratulations to DUNSHAUGHLIN, who have won the Meath Senior Football Championship final by 2 points on the 10th of November 2002. We say all the best. Well done, DUNSHAUGHLIN. Heartbreak for Trim. Thank you very much.
David Crimmins of DUNSHAUGHLIN. So can we have David? And David Crimmins now. Can we have them up now and you can celebrate afterwards, please? I'm going to be waiting for those. I'd like to thank Navan Shopping Centre for sponsoring our Senior Football Championship this year.